Hello and welcome again to Making Excuses podcast. I'm Julian.
I'm Trevor. We're back again.
Yeah, we're back again. You say it like it's a punishment.
We must have been paying us bills.
Paying us bills, yeah, or someone's paying our bills so we can come into the studio. But today we are joined with our guest.
A very special guest.
Oh, you're a very special guest. Did you know that?
You're a special guest.
I hope he tells you you're a very special guest.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, you over there in the corner.
Well, listening to radio through headphones.
What a liar!
So I hope he talks. I hope he tells you you're a special guest every day.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
When he's after something.
So this is Making Excuses, and Trevor, you've got a YouTube channel. We've talked about that before, that you made an excuse to get out and do things like that.
Yeah.
But Nicole, you've got a YouTube channel.
And a TikTok.
And a TikTok. Yes, but do you feel like you've had to make an excuse to do that? Is that something that comes naturally to you? Are you a natural performer, maybe?
Yeah, well, I love pranking people and doing jokes.
Okay.
And it's been something that I've done since I was a little kid. So everybody who knows me from my childhood that I'm still in touch with always says, oh, some things never change. You know, you're still doing the same stuff you did when you were a kid. So...
Have you got a childhood prank you can like a one that you could tell us, a clean one?
No, it's actually not a clean one. So no. I used to draw stuff in my classmates' like workbooks, certain images that I'm not going to say. But
would there be two circles and then like a long full circle with some dotted lines coming out the end?
Yes.
Maybe some little lines coming out the top of it. Yeah.
How do you know?
So basically, Nicole had no friends at school because it was always in detention for things that she didn't.
Yeah, like
they'd
have the books and a teacher would be like, "What's this in this book?" And and I can remember going to help someone decorate, and we'd strip the wallpaper off, ready to put new wallpaper on, and I drew one with paint on the wall, and then one of my friends put it on Facebook, and then one of my school friends commented and went, "Some things never change. She used to do that all the time in my school books at school."
Right. So that's the inspiration for your channel.
Well, yeah, kind of, and also growing up, my dad was always pranking us all the time, and so he didn't ever take anything seriously. So he was always messing about and pranking and pulling jokes. And so it's kind of come from there because, like, my dad would do a prank on us, so I'd try and think of one to do back on him, you know, and I just used to love it. Yeah.
So what we can do probably live on this podcast is we can unmask you, can't we?
Unmask? Are you wearing a mask?
Not now, Trevor. Oh, you can slap him. So
I
was saying we unmask you because you were in one of the. I think it was one of your prank videos, was it, Trevor?
Yes, you were.
Yes,
you were. You were. In fact, you've done a few prank videos. Anyway, for the viewers at home, tell everybody what your channel's called for starters.
So my channel is called Laugh a Minute with Nicole.
Laugh a Minute with Nicole, and you do almost daily jokes.
Yeah,
don't you?
So I do a daily joke that usually doesn't go over a minute, which is why it's called Laugh a Minute.
Okay.
So, and they're all jokes that I've made up myself. So.
Okay. I hear you might have one for the Making Excuses podcast audience. You might have an exclusive joke, maybe.
I might have a few actually.
Okay.
So yeah, when you're talking about making excuses. So when I got up this morning, there was a sink full of washing up. So I said to my husband, will you just, while I'm getting ready, will you do dishes? And he was like, I can't. And I'm like, why? And he goes, because we've got no washing up liquid. And he's like, and there's no hot water. And I don't know where the kitchen sink is. So yeah. So, and I remember one of my kids telling me years ago, when I asked one of my kids to do the dishes, and my husband had said to the kid, oh, if you want to get out of doing dishes, right, just wash them badly, and your mum will never ask you again.
Okay.
And I can remember him coming and telling over the dad, saying, Dad said we've not got to wash them properly, and then you'll never ask us again.
Sounds like really good advice to me.
No, it's not.
I've heard that about like making cups of tea or coffee. If you make them badly, they won't make it. Make it again.
Treacle.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, that's a good way. So if you want to get out doing the dishes,
That is a good one.
That's a good one.
We should be writing this because this is good stuff. We should be writing it down.
Yeah, and talking about making excuses, I can tell you a really good one about a celebrity.
Okay.
So my eldest son, when he was young, he was a really big fan of Arnold Schwarzenegger. He used to watch all his movies. He used to even do impressions of Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, he was obsessed with him. Anyway, so I contacted his fan club and tried to get a signed photograph, you know, as a surprise for my son. Anyway, I gets an email back saying, I'm sorry, but Arnold doesn't do autographs. And I was a bit annoyed about it, so I messaged back, I emailed back, and I'm like, he's a celebrity, he's got fans, he should do things for his fans. So I was really upset. Anyway, and then I get an email out of the blue from Arnold Schwarzenegger himself. And then he's like, I'm really, really sorry. He says, it's not that I don't want to do autographs. He went, it's that I can't. He goes, I still haven't learned how to spell my surname.
That's a good joke.
Oh, wow,
Actually,
yeah.
I don't think I.
No, I know it starts with an SCH, like Schofield.
Yeah.
But that's
And ends in an R.
And an ER, yeah.
Yeah.
And and I'll be back.
I wonder if anyone in the comments, man, they're just going to copy and paste it if they're able to actually spell
I'm
it.
pretty good at spelling. I think that I might be able to spell his surname.
Go on
Okay,
then.
well,
Go
if
on
you want to do it, well,
So,
You're probably going to get this wrong.
It wrong now, aren't I?
yeah,
Yeah.
SCHWAZENEGGER. You can check, Julian, if you want to see.
There's some finger pointing
I know.
going on there.
I wasn't criticising.
Yeah.
That sounds.
We
that sounds
agree
right
with
to me.
you. That is
Yes.
correct.
I'm not-
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
Normally
no,
I'm-
we don't know.
No,
Yeah.
not this time. I'm not, I believe you. That's correct. Hey, that's a stern
Yeah.
look. So
So you've not just done the studio jokes. What Julian was on about unmasking you is because you've done pranks in videos in the town centre, haven't you? I think last Halloween that you did quite a few.
Yeah.
And in fact, funnily enough, Julian, you were one of the guest actors.
Yeah.
actors get paid.
Word for it.
I wasn't
you
an
know?
actor.
You was something. But
I was something.
You had
so
a lot of fun.
So we can do an unmasking. So
You was
so,
Michael Myers, weren't you?
Yeah, I was Michael Myers
Yeah.
in those scare prank videos.
Yeah.
Nicole, you were.
I was Valak the nun from The Conjuring,
Yeah.
and I was also the Grim Reaper.
Okay. They were good fun. Those videos.
Yeah.
They were. I'd like to see more
They
of
were,
that.
it was so much fun doing them.
Yeah.
I just loved it. I was in my element.
Yeah, the reactions that on camera were so good, weren't they?
Oh,
You know, and it's funny because behind the scenes, what you don't see on the film is you get the occasional person walking past saying, "Get a job."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Have
right.
you got nothing better to do? You know,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
little
You know,
lady
like
walking
we're trying
past
to
or
do.
something.
I'm trying to do something a bit different, a bit funny.
Yeah.
Make people laugh.
Yeah.
That's right.
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and you always get some snowflake that's like,
Yeah.
haven't you got nothing better to do?
But I have to say, the people of Huddersfield have got a really good sense of humour.
They have.
And there's such a diverse community, and almost everybody, and I really, really do mean that, it was such a tiny amount of people that were just, they must have been having a bad day or something. And I wouldn't mind they weren't even being pranked on. They were just walking past and they just spotted one of you in costume. And I just overheard them. So it wasn't on the video itself, but almost everybody were in such good humour about it, and they saw the funny side, and they kept coming back and getting selfies afterwards, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Because
when you're doing these pranks,
Yeah.
you kind of, when you can see people coming up or down the road, you kind of get a feel for them, like, oh, they'll be up for it. You know, obviously, if there's an old lady walking up with a stick, you're not going to jump out and make her, give her a scare.
You were both selective.
But
Well,
yeah,
You say that there was that one. I remember there was a kid who sort of cried, And
It was Halloween literally everywhere you looked.
Yeah,
the shop you was stood by, which was Just Movies, and I just like to say thank you to them for allowing you to film there, because it was fantastic. But it was a good backdrop. But in their entire window, there was far more gruesome looking items.
There were a Chucky doll
and it
all
was
sorts.
Halloween,
Yeah.
and so it was almost like it's
it was fun
expected,
because
isn't
the
it?
mum. She laughed
She thought it
and
was
she
fantastic,
saw the thing, but the child just for some reason I don't know if it's a shock or just everything else. And
Maybe.
but like I said, the mum came back and said she was fine with it. So, but it was. I do hear that you want to get Trevor in a costume.
Whoa! What's going on here?
I thought we were talking about this on the days, and I'm sure we did mention about getting you into a costume for scare pranks.
Maybe I could be persuaded, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's got to do one. Because he likes to look at us in them silly costumes
That's right.
and have a good laugh, but won't be a sport and put one on himself.
I was directing and making sure everything was going.
Okay,
above
Spielberg.
board. Spielberg. No, but I was trying to make sure that that the natural reactions weren't
Next
lost.
time,
They
we
can easily be
direct
lost.
You.
You're going to direct me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means there's going to be more pranks then in the future. So Huddersfield needs to watch out, because there's going to be more pranks in the town centre by the sounds of it. But they'll know it's me. You've told them it's me now, and they're going to be wondering who was in the costume. So
Oh, they might not.
yeah, just don't dress me up as a clown.
I was thinking about Pennywise.
Pennywise.
Oh, that's a lot of makeup.
That is a lot of makeup.
Or a good mask.
A very good
Yeah,
mask.
well, when I did Valak, I had a mask on and a latex mask.
Yeah.
And I was stood outside that shop for hours, and I was dripping with sweat. I could hardly breathe.
Yeah.
It were horrible.
I love the Michael one because his hair, the mask I have, his hair's all over the place, and we were in the hairdressers, weren't we?
Yeah.
They're there. I'm sat in the window in full Michael Myers costume with a boiler suit on and everything else, and the hairdresser's there calmly just doing away, brushing my hair. And,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
that was a funny
That
scene.
really added to the humour of
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
seeing Michael
yeah.
Myers in the hairdressers having his hair done.
I feel bad for everybody that probably went to that hairdresser's and also the nail bar next door, because literally everybody was stood up against the windows watching everybody doing all the pranks. And they must have had half a haircut or half of the nails done every time they must have got up. So I reckon that somebody got smudged nails and, they got too short on one side or something like that. But it was all in good.
The hairstylists and
spirits.
the nail technicians, they'll have been there doing nails and looking at window like that while they're doing nails.
Yeah, definitely.
So for the keen-eyed viewers reading the caption to this, they'll know it's Nicole and Trevor. But they might notice they've got the same surname.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why is that? Why is that?
Cat's out of the bag.
Why is that? Why is
So
it the same surname?
Do you want me
Nicole,
to
Are you
say
brother and sister?
we are definitely not brother and
We don't.
sister.
Do we look alike?
Yes, we do. I'm just as slim.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can tell the audience if you like.
So yeah, Trevor is my husband.
There you go.
He's not going to argue with that.
Everybody, I'm going to gain more fans because they're all going to feel sorry for me because I've got to get these jokes first time
No,
round.
they're going to feel sorry for me
Why?
being married to you.
Possibly. But I do get practiced a lot on all these jokes before everybody else gets to hear them. And
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I do always test them out on Trevor, and
Yeah.
he'll be like, "That one's crap. Don't like that one."
Did
Bin
you just
that
swear? Beep that out. You can't swear. It's a family show.
So what was that,
Yeah.
Nicole? That joke was?
Poor.
You can't say
No,
the same.
that
Not say,
joke-
you can't say the same word.
That joke was. Beep.
There you go. Yeah, but that's the bit we'll use.
I judge them on a scale of you get them in the Christmas crackers joke to wow, that was awesome. And yeah, if they're a bit Christmas crackery, I do say
Yeah,
they're not very good.
but
I'm honest. I'm not going to lie to
at
you.
the same time, though, you have to remember, right, that everyone's sense of humour is different. So
Yeah.
what you might not find funny, someone else might find hilarious.
I think I've got a really good sense of humour, and I do have a wide band of what I think would be funny. But I'm not. We're getting
hang on.
divorced after this. I think
gonna say
it's
there's-
ex-wife, my ex-wife. But
Nicole's doing a Scott and turning away
she's
from you.
turning her back on me now,
Yeah, I am.
and
See you later.
we're getting different modes of transport back after the show, and I'll Mum, if you're watching this, get the kettle on because I'm going to have to stay tonight, I think. But yeah, so... I do. I am honest. I'm not going to lie to you, and that's the problem when you know people. It's like if me and Julian come up with ideas, and I come up with an idea, and Julian doesn't think it's a good idea. He'll tell me, and I'd rather that honesty. I'd rather the honesty, because you want to produce the best. Yeah. And I do think some of your jokes are on a scale of 1 to 10, and in my mind, I do find it a 1 or a 2. Yeah. But then I've noticed what some of the ones that I don't find that funny, you get a lot of comments on it about how funny they found it. So don't just ask me.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone finds the jokes, different jokes funny.
So
and like I've got followers who love it when I make up chav jokes,
right.
And stuff like that. And they're like, do more chav jokes.
I do like your chav jokes. Go and tell everybody a chav joke then.
Has to be a clean one.
It's got to be clean.
So. Did you hear about the chav who got into university?
Oh, I didn't.
Nope. Hey, that's your thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, a staff member left a window open. Yeah.
That's probably about right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it is because although it's funny, it's true because that's what a chav would do.
Yep.
I have been told you got a microphone joke, which is quite relevant when we're surrounded by microphones.
Well, yeah. When I came in and I saw this microphone, I thought, wow, at last. Something that actually listens to a woman.
I like that one.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yep.
It's true, though. It's the only thing that listens.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then another thing I've noticed as well, right? Because I'm going to take the beep out of Trevor like he does me. He says, right, when I ask him to do something, he'll say, you're always nagging at me. You're nagging all the time. And it's like, why do men say we nag? If they did what we asked them first time, we wouldn't have to nag. It's because we're having to ask multiple, like for 6 months, can you change that light bulb? And then they'll say, stop nagging. It's not nagging.
It's against my religion.
Look at that. We're dumbfounded. It's like,
he doesn't know what to say to that one.
No, that's it.
Yeah, but for every flaw, I do have a positive.
But I have learnt something with Trevor as well, that if I get him a little bit drunk, I can get him to do things. He does things when he's had a drink.
Okay.
So I have to just ply him with a bit of beer, and then I'll say, darling, will you do this? Will you do that? And he'll do it.
It is true, actually. I was once in the garden, and I do not do gardens, and I was getting rid of weeds and everything. I was off absolutely. Don't worry, I wasn't with a strimmer or anything, but I was hand pulling all these weeds.
And he was stood.
Japanese knotweed and everything.
He was stood on a fence.
Yeah.
Right, leaning over it to get the weeds out from like underneath the palm tree. And our youngest daughter come out, didn't she? And she was like, because she knew, Emma, little Emma, she's ace. She knew that he'd had a few drinks, and she was like, Dad, what are you doing? You're going to fall. And she was proper panicking that he was stood on this, like bent over on this fence, leaning across to pull weeds. I thought we were going to go head first into
This was many years ago. The garden has not been done since.
Many years ago. Yeah. Another one of his making excuses about doing gardening.
This isn't the Pick on Trevor show, you know. You're supposed to be promoting your YouTube and TikTok, and all you're doing is promoting hatred towards me.
No, but that's what makes it fun.
But it is
that's not fun.
We like the George
fun for who?
We like the
fun
George
for
and
who?
Mildred of humour.
George and Mildred.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're Mildred.
Well, I'm not saying I look like her.
That went back at you, you know. You did walk into that one.
No, but comedy-wise, like how them two like interact with one another.
Yeah, I liked Everybody Loves Raymond for comedy. Because
my days, yeah.
the writing of that and the casting, whoever did the casting for that,
they
were on camera a married couple, 100%.
Yeah. And I used to watch it, and I used to think, if this were real life, why would his wife be married to him? Because he was so immature on the show, wasn't he, his character?
Don't say anything about Trevor.
Yeah, hang on a minute. That's just backfired. That's back on you again. Because I am really immature. I am a big kid, I must admit.
No.
He is.
But I'm not miserable.
No. I was saying...
I am now, because when I get home, I'm going to be miserable. Because I'm a big Tom.
And this is the end of this episode of Making Excuses. So yeah, but thanks to Trevor, Nicole.
Yeah, thanks for having you on.
Thanks for coming in, and catch you on the next one. Bye.
See you later.
Fantastic.
Take care.
Bye.